Black people have demonstrated an unwavering loyalty to the Democratic Party dating back to Kennedy's presidency. But while Dems reap the benefits of our overwhelming support, we literally just delivered them Congress and a White House, they don't seem to have a sense of urgency when it comes to addressing black issues. Police reform has failed, voting rights legislation is stalled, and black folks are asking, yo, what's the deal?
Black voters ditching the Democratic Party. While this group has historically supported Democrats, showing up for Joe Biden back in 2020 in a make or break contest in Georgia that put him in the Oval Office, for example. Almost 4 years later, polls show that black voters are checking out, particularly.
Welcome back to Black News Tonight. It is no secret many black Americans are disgruntled with the Democratic Party. They feel like they're taken for granted, and time again, voting as the most united bloc African Americans are. But at the end, the demands of black people remain unfulfilled by the Democratic leadership.
Welcome back to Back Podcast. I'm your host. So, the Democratic Party are afraid that they're losing the influence of, black Americans. They say black Americans are not voting, not showing up, and they won't show up for the 2024 election. And it's past due that we fucking up the Democratic Party. What they do is use us. It was never our allies. And quite frankly, fuck them. Let's get into it. We put the Democratic Party on the fucking map. Without us, there'll be nothing. There'll be no Joe Biden in office. There wouldn't have been no Obama in office. There wouldn't have been no Bill Clinton in office. Mostly, all the Democrats, they've been president since, late 1960s, because of us. We ought to decide to vote.
You're in a position to determine who'll go to the White House and who'll stay in the doghouse. You're the one who has that power. You can keep Johnson in Washington, D.C., or you can send him back to his Texas cotton patch. When you see this, you can see that the Negro vote is the key factor. And despite the fact that you are in a position to be the determining factor, what do you get out of it? The Democrats have been in Washington, D.C. only because of the Negro vote.
In America, black Americans are the deciding factor of everything. In the Revolutionary War, the Britons told us we get our freedom if we side with them. We sided with them. What did the fucking colonies do? They said we'll get our freedom, except for, I think, North Carolina, Virginia, one and two. Said we'll get freedom, we fight for them. We didn't get our freedom, we fought for them. I mean, it was some freedom, but we fought for them. What happened? We won America. The Union versus the Confederacy, Unions was losing. They told the blacks in the South that if you fight for us, that we'll give you your freedom, we'll let you go. Even though they had slaves in the fucking North and they didn't free them till later. But once again, we won that war. Now, blacks used to be Republican. Like straight out of slavery, we was Republican. And we did good with the Republican Party. Because historically, Democrats are the KKK.
The Democratic Party was once the party of white supremacy, supporting slavery and the Ku Klux Klan.
The Democrats are anti, civil rights, which is anti-black rights, because there are no civil rights in America. Everyone had rights except for us. We fought for that. They call it civil, but it should have been called the Negro rights, right? The Democratic Party is responsible for mass incarceration.
The truth is, every major crime bill since 1976 that's come out of this Congress, every minor crime bill has had the name of the Democratic senator from the state of Delaware, Joe Biden, on that bill, and has had a majority vote of the Democratic members of the United States Senate on the bill.
Joe Biden specifically, right? The Democratic Party are the reason why we got all these fucking prisons and jails. That gives jobs to people who normally want to have jobs. A lot of middle America, or most prisons are in white, poor, trash ass, no economy having ass towns. So by putting up prisons, you give the whole little town economic base. Who are in them prisons? Black Americans. So by they getting wealth of our fucking imprisonment, we suffer. I think the prison system owes us reparations too. That's a whole separate reparations. But check it out. Why should we ever fuck with the Democratic Party? It's not but LGBTQ, immigrants, feminists, everything that's against black Americans. Let me tell you how the LGBTQ is against black Americans. Birth control. Any interference with our civil rights. Every time we try to get something, the fucking LGBT company try to get something. We say pride, they say pride. We get a fucking month, they want a fucking month. We get a day, they want to fuck. Everything we do with these fucking, those are white people, man. Yes, blackface. I said this before. You got black people in the LGBT because they're fucking stupid. Those blacks belong to black Americans. They're being used as pawns because they don't get into the LGBTQ money or the funding or the backing. Nah, they use those blacks that interfere with us to run game on us. You know what I'm saying? Because those blacks let those whites use our civil rights, our slavery, our struggle. Because without our black Americans in the fucking LGBTQ party, they have no real struggle. Think about it. During slavery, gay men were slave owners. There was buying little boys, fucking them. There was buck-breaking grown men.
Black male sexual abuse during slavery tended to take two distinct forms. First, by way of buck breaking, and second, by way of individual abuse from the master himself and or other members of his family. We'll start with buck breaking. Now, buck breaking was an inherently very, very, very degrading, cruel act of public humiliation whereby a black male slave who displayed, a bit too much aggressiveness or hostility was publicly raped by the slave master, the overseer, or another black male slave who obviously had the trust of the master and the overseer. All right. This was a form of public homosexual rape. All right.
Fucking them. There was this buying people, this getting their dick sucking, fucking them. So white people didn't suffer during motherfucking slavery, civil rights, same shit. There was fucking us over. Oh, and the Jewish community too. The Democratic Party are home of the Jews. A lot of Jews fuck with the Democratic Party. Bernie Sanders and them. The Jews also own slaves. The Jews also benefited from motherfucking segregation. They also benefited from redlining. Though some communities that ban Jews, but Jews could pass for white. Oh, they was hide the Jewishness. Black Americans helped Jews, even though Jews participated in slavery. We helped in World War II to fucking kill Hitler. A lot of black people, black Americans, died in that war behind Jews.
So Jews, on the one hand, Jews will enjoy the privileges of whiteness. So Ashkenazi Jews will enjoy the privileges of whiteness, and at the same.
My experience with my students at Fisk was that there was no distinction made between white people and Jews.
But apparently, during times of slavery and even civil war, there were Jewish people who owned slaves and Jewish men who fought for the Confederate, for the South, pro-slavery. Man.
Rabbi Herbert Bloom adds that the slave trade was one of the most important Jewish activities. In 1694, Jews owned 9,000 African Shemites. Jewish slaving is in fact confirmed by the Jewish Encyclopedia.
What the Jews do? Come here and be our fucking landlords and be slumlords.
Joel Israel and his brother Amram were led into the courthouse just before 11:30 today. They were brought into the building in handcuffs to face a judge. The brothers were arrested this morning on criminal charges dealing with their role as landlords for several Brooklyn buildings. CBS 2 first brought you the story of Joel Israel more than a year ago when tenants in several of his rent-controlled Brooklyn buildings say he was trying to force them out by ripping up their apartments for repairs that would never happen.
He should be in jail. My landlord should be in jail.
Saturday's New York Post with Stark's photo and that banner headline, "Who didn't want him dead?" The newspaper alleges some of his tenants had ongoing complaints and that he had many code violations in buildings he owned and labels him a slumlord.
Same thing anti-Semitic. But you know what is anti-Semitic? When you say fuck Palestine or when the Jews say bomb Palestine and shit, the Palestinians are the real Semitic people. That's really their land. The Jews ain't own. The Jews wasn't in Jerusalem since times of Rome. You know what I'm saying? Like the Romans wiped the Jews out. That's a whole other story into that, but the Jews. But I think the Jews owe reparations too because they enslaved us, they oppressed us, and they kept us as slumlords too. And they got to be white. Another thing, if we're gonna fuck with the Democratic Party, I'm saying we shouldn't. We should never fuck with them. But if we do, there's a couple of rules that gotta be set in place. Rule number 1: can't no immigrant black or immigrant Caribbean or African talk for Black Americans or be in Black Americans' positions. They haven't fought for these rights. They don't benefit from these rights. Only people who should benefit from the rights of the civil rights are, everyone should benefit from them, but the elite positions gotta go to Black people, Black Americans. When I say Black people, I mean Black Americans. I don't consider the Caribbeans, Africans fucking Black. Or they're type of Black, they're like, a Black Caribbean or a Black African. But since when that's not even their language, those are Negroes and some other shit, but they're not Black Americans. So when I say, because we made this Black shit cool, let's admit it. We made Black fucking cool, man. Our struggles, our fight, our accomplishments, our inventions, our swag, our gangs, everything, good and negative, we influenced everything. Should no Jamaican be for motherfucking African Americans. Farrakhan. I don't know how the fuck Farrakhan. I don't know why I look up to Farrakhan. He's not a Black American, but he's benefiting off a Black American movement. Nah, I never supported. I never liked Farrakhan. I'm a Malcolm X nigga, and I know he has something to do with Malcolm X. And all that greasy shit. We let this motherfucker live talking all that shit about Malcolm X.
Elijah Muhammad wasn't just a leader. That's our spiritual guide and father, brother. You don't have to order me to kill you. If you attack my father, my orders come from my love. I want you to hear me good, because every Muslim that loved Elijah Muhammad would have killed Malcolm if we had gotten a chance. No, I don't need no damn applause. I want you to think now. We didn't incite that. Malcolm incited that in us. He would have been dead. He would never have lasted a year. And frankly, it ain't none of your business. What have you got to say about it? Did you teach Malcolm? Did you make Malcolm? Did you clean up Malcolm? Did you put Malcolm out before the world? Was Malcolm your traitor or was he ours? And if we dealt with him like a nation deals with a traitor, what the hell business is it of yours?
Now, I'm not saying anything about y'all fake Muslims. Because if you're any Shiite or a Sunni Muslim, you're not really a Muslim. You're just part of a cult. Nation of Islam is a cult.
I think from an Islamic point of view, really, Minister Farrakhan, although he has the ability to express himself clearer than almost anybody I've ever heard in English language, but whenever he speaks about Islam, it's totally confusing. It's confusing. Because at some points it appears like, he's saying he's a Muslim. Other points it appears like he's following what is known as the first resurrection of Elijah Muhammad. And that we know is clearly saying that Allah is a man, wal-iyadhu billah, and that Elijah Muhammad is the messenger of Allah. And that we have gone past that stage now into the light of true Islam. And there's no need to go back into that. That was a phase. There's no need to go back into it. But it appears from what he's saying that that's really what his position is. And so based upon that, it is very difficult for a Muslim to be really supporting somebody like that. It would be like supporting Dajjal, like, the Antichrist.
Killers in that cult. I know about Mass 12. Mass 12. I know y'all get down to Philly. No disrespect to y'all personally. But your fucking leader isn't really a fucking leader. He's a cult leader. Because really, if you want to, Elijah Muhammad didn't leave the Nation of Islam to Farrakhan. Farrakhan brought it upon himself to bring it back.
1975, when the Honorable Elijah Muhammad passed away, it was Muhammad who was elected to leadership of the Nation of Islam. He immediately began making changes to bring all Nation of Islam members in accordance with mainstream Islamic beliefs. In 1978, Minister Louis Farrakhan split from Imam Muhammad to rebuild the Nation of Islam.
Elijah Muhammad's son was a guy who that the movement was supposed to have followed. Let's keep it clear too. Before Malcolm X, there was only 500 members of the motherfucking Nation of Islam. Malcolm X built that shit to a fucking empire, 500,000 people. Then y'all fucking killed him. The best Black American we ever had, we have fucking killed him. And Farrakhan just took his fucking spot. Oh, hating ass Farrakhan. Now, he done hated on motherfucking Khalid Muhammad. But that's not the motherfucking point I'm at. I'm gonna talk about the Democrats. Okay, listen. Can no immigrants, no Jamaican or African ever speak about reparations or speak about politically about nothing? Because they They're not here in significant numbers. They're like 4. Caribbeans are 4% of the population. We have 13 or 14% of the population. But if you take all the immigrants away, all the white immigrants who came to Ellis Island, all the fucking Caribbeans, all that, we'd be like 50% of the population. If not 75% of the population by now, because we all breathe them. The black Americans cannot be allies of the party who support abortions, because abortion is Planned Parenthood. And Planned Parenthood is eugenics. Margaret Sanger, the racist bitch who wanted us sterilized. They sterilized and killed black children. We need more black numbers. Fucking 50 to 90 fucking million abortions of black American babies. If we had them same people here, let's say that we had let's say that for every abortion we had, those people live, right? We'd be like literally like 25% of the population, 35% of the population. They want to keep our numbers down. We've been 13% since the fucking since the beginning, because once we get our numbers up, we gonna act the fuck up. They know it, because it was nothing but fucking. It was so many revolts and there was so many riots with low numbers. I see, like Haiti get props for doing their shit with Dessalines and all that back in whenever they did. I don't know the time, but I'm not concerned with immigrant shit. But they did their thing. But there was a majority. It's easy to win a fucking revolution when you the majority. We always a minority. We always fighting. The thing about this is too, I said immigrants can no gay man or woman talk for black Americans ever again. I'm not supporting nobody gay. And we must divide the gay men from the LGBT, because the LGBTQ is a pedophile movement. Black Americans have gay people in it, but we can't support no black American that's down with that LGBTQ shit. If you gay, you gay. You gay, just get behind the fucking real men, the real heterosexual men. You know what I'm saying? We ain't doing no feminist, no femininity shit either. Can't no feminists speak for black Americans. No more Angela Davis. That bitch is done. She's compromised. I don't hear nothing she got to fucking say. She's a feminist weirdo. Put in work back then, but nigga, all work you can't keep floating off your work. You got to keep putting in more work to get credit. So no more Caribbeans, no more LGBTQ, and no more feminism, because feminism turned the black woman against us. The same time welfare came, and we've been fucked up since. Because it used to be white people was married at 30%, and we was married at 70%. White people are married at 30%, and we fucking are instead of 30%. It backfired. So everything that's against us, we cannot be a party of. So if the Democratic Party want to fuck with black Americans, they have to get rid of the gays. They have to get rid of the fucking coons. Oh, the coons too. We are not fucking with no coons. Caribbeans are usually the coons. But we fucking no sellouts. No more Al Sharpton speaking for us. No more motherfucking Jesse Jacksons. We ain't fucking with none of them. They can all eat a dick and pass away. We ain't fucking with nobody that's compromised. And no lift all programs. We ain't doing none of that shit. We doing things specifically for us. We need specific things. Let's talk about the education. Since we wasn't taught to read or go to school, black Americans should get exclusive free education for fucking, as long as they had us as slaves and oppressed. As long as we couldn't read. And only black Americans should be tax-free, just like the Indians. These are things we want. And if you're part of the Democratic Party, y'all can't keep raising taxes. Y'all gotta de-tax some shit now. I did all these taxes all these years, and we want all those taxes back down. We want inflation back down. I know y'all ain't too fond of reparations, but fuck y'all eat a dick. It gotta come. But we can do things gradually instead. But so we ain't gonna do reparations right now, the money, but we could start with exclusivity, as in we ain't paying no taxes. We get free education. No more white police in our communities. Matter of fact, no more police in our communities unless we call. We don't want police roaming around looking for crime that didn't exist. Because y'all don't prevent crime. Y'all only come after the crime. But what y'all do is y'all target us for fucking tickets. Y'all stop and frisk us. Y'all frame us. Y'all beat us up. Y'all kill us. Y'all shoot us unarmed. All that shit got to stop. We want no white cops in our community. And we want no black immigrants in our community. Keep the immigrants with the fucking immigrants. We don't want no more motherfucking Indians, no more Chinese, no more fucking Jamaicans, no more none of that shit in our community. We want all that shit cleared out. We want every store in our proximity, every gas station has to be black American owned. We ain't need reparations right now, but we could clear some shit up first. You want to get the reparations? Fine. Get these immigrants the fuck out of our mix. They don't have our interests. They don't have our story. And when immigrants do come here, they should know that we're the first ones to die for this country.
All that is definitely known about Crispus Attucks is that he was the first to fall during the Boston Massacre on March the 5th, 1770. Crispus Attucks, a man of African and Native American descent, was born into slavery around 1723 near the vicinity of Framingham, Massachusetts.
We fought in all the wars in this country, and we invented most of this shit. And the reason why they're here is the 14th Amendment that we fought for. The reason why they get jobs and be amongst you white motherfuckers is because we fought for those civil rights. I personally want all of them to know that they're not here of no merit or hard work. They're here to oppose us, and they're here to give free labor to rich white people. They're not here because nobody wants them here. Nobody wants no immigrants here. Nobody want to hear a fucking Indian on the phone. Nobody want to fucking go to an Indian fucking 7-Eleven. Nobody want to see a fucking Chinese fucking people selling us that bullshit food. We want all that shit wiped the fucking way. We want them all away from us. Put them in their own communities where they can't see. They have to parasite off us. As a Democratic Party, we gotta get rid of all the parasites who parasite off. Only people who eat off us is us. Our money got bounced fucking 13 times in our community. Our shit don't last fucking 15 seconds. Every time I get it done, I gotta go give it fucking Arabs some fucking gas. Give it Indians some fucking money for his fucking store. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm tired of this shit. I'm tired of giving Indians. Nah. I'm tired of going to hotels and I gotta pay Indians. How the fuck they get to hotels? They don't work hard. Nobody work harder than fucking slaves. Nah, get them the fuck out of here. If y'all want black Americans, I gotta arrest motherfucking Hunter Biden and give him the same time that y'all gave us for the fucking crime bill.
Matter whether or not they're the victims of society. The end result is they're about to knock my mother on the head with a lead pipe, shoot my sister, beat up my wife, take on my sons.
What Joe Biden said about those who are found with even a small amount of crack.
If you have a piece of crack cocaine no bigger than this quarter that I'm holding in my hand, 1/4 of $1, we passed a law through the leadership of Senator Thurmond and myself and others, a law that says if you're caught with that, you go to jail for 5 years. You get no probation. You get nothing other than 5 years in jail. Judge does.
No, I just made out the bag. It's 2.06.
2.07 without the bag.
How long is
2.0.
According to Joe Biden, that's the smartest man he knows. Has he really said that?
Make him do fucking 20 years for 5 grams, 85%. That's an example. He brought us fucking predators. What's in his son computer? We the fucking predators. Y'all target us, y'all call us predators. Audacity. And we want the 14th Amendment removed from all immigrants. That only applies to us. We fought for it, it's ours. We don't want to share it with nobody else. And if we don't want to share nothing else, that we invented or created with nobody. If we fought for it, it's ours. Let them fight for something. I never seen a fucking immigrant riot. I never seen an immigrant rebellion. I never seen it. I mean, y'all don't kill immigrants like they kill us. Everything we do, they benefit from. Nah, we tired of that shit. We tired of all that shit. We don't want no immigrants ever benefiting from us again. And we want all things retroactive taken back. We want to take back the fucking citizenship. We want to take back the civil rights that they get. All the schooling and shit they get. Nah, we don't. Because it's the thing. Every job an immigrant get, a black American should have. Every scholarship an immigrant get, a black American should have. We don't want them in our HBCUs or nothing. Because they should build their own schools. They should fight their own battles. We don't want to share nothing with none of them. Fuck them all. And we gotta address the benign neglect. Y'all don't tell us shit specifically. Y'all don't say our names. Y'all say our names. We get when it's time for election time, you want to kiss our ass and suck on our dick. But then as soon as y'all get what y'all want, y'all fucking abandon us. Nah, Democratic Party, and deport all these immigrants because you're trying to replace us with immigrants. Can't fucking replace us. We the foundation. And as a foundation, you want a strong foundation. You can't build on a weak foundation. So why you keeping us fucking weak? It's stupid. You keep us down, you keep yourself down. You lift us, you lift everything. Because we are the fucking fentanyl. Y'all ain't even dope. Y'all just a bunch of fucking cut. And another thing we don't want no more old niggas running for no elections and being no office either. We don't want all them 90, 70 year olds, 60 year old. So the retirement got to be fucking 60 years old. You got to be out of office at 60 years old. You can't be beyond that. We don't give a fuck. We don't give a fuck about none of that shit because you white motherfuckers just use all that shit to get rich. And y'all should be paid so much. Why is he paying y'all all this fucking money? Y'all should get paid minimum wage. You can see how it fucking feel. You should be getting rich and doing backdoor schemes and all this nepotism. Oh, nepotism, you gotta get rid of that shit too, Democrats. No more nepotism. Make that shit illegal. Because we don't got no nepotism. We have zero nepotism. We can't get in positions. We have to earn our way. Like we have to we don't get hookups. We don't like a fucking judge don't live in our community. A fucking billionaire don't live in our community. Like what I'm saying, a fucking businessman don't live in our community anymore because y'all took them all. They took all our businesses. They took all our fucking land. So we need all that shit done. So if you don't get reparations, make it an even playing field then. Nepotism illegal and get rid of motherfucking and give an age limit. Matter of fact, and get some of these laws off the book. Erase all the black laws. Pay us for reparations. Oh, you made weed legal? Pay me for going to jail for fucking marijuana. And get all these. We need some new laws. We don't need to go to jail for drugs. Make drugs legal and pay us for doing time for it. Give us all gun rights. Stop taking us to jail and the feds for fucking. I got niggas in going to jail for fucking possession guns. They ain't harming nobody, but we live in the fucking slums. Cops are killing us. Niggas are killing us. Immigrants are fucking killing us, but we can't have guns. That's fucking stupid. We need our Second Amendment, the right to bear arms, without fucking licenses. I'm tired of my niggas going to jail for guns and drugs. This is to give white people fucking jobs in a fucking country, some fucking where upstate bubble fuck, where they don't do shit but fucking incest, fucking West Virginia type. Most of America is West Virginia. That's why they gotta give cops jobs who don't live in our communities, but they live somewhere in fucking West America outside the cities is West fucking Virginia. We need to stop giving cops jobs who ain't black. Police your own. If you white, you be in a white community. If you black, you be in the black community. And we need the same amount of cops. If it's fucking 4 cops in Clinton somewhere, it should be 4 cops in fucking New Haven. Shouldn't be fucking 500 cops in one city that's fucking 120,000 people. Fuck out of here. Now we need all that shit done. We need to stop paying taxes. So much shit in. We need schools. We need the benefit of the shit that we invented. Such as what? There should be no Indians as CEOs over there in tech. Because Indians play no part in tech. We play the part in tech. Maybe some Germans, maybe some Brits, some white people. I'm saying, they included us, but we innovated shit. We should have our own schools of technology, how to build computers, the PC. That should be exclusive to blacks. The fucking school of technology of Mark Deans. It should be high schools. You should be learning in elementary schools how to do shit that we invented. It should be high schools called Frederick McKinley Jones, which we specialize in refrigerators. Only black Americans should go to it because only black Americans invented it. There should be schools called motherfucking of Alice H. Parker. High schools should be named after people like this. Colleges should be named after people like this. You know what I'm saying? Who invented the motherfucking, the heating system. I don't know why these white people got all these businesses doing heating and AC when they invented, or the refrigerator when they invented none of this shit. We should have motherfucking, see, and we should have schools that we fucking perfect alarm systems called Marie Van Britton, who invented the alarm system on black American, that should be ours too. We should be the ones perfecting the set of loads that everybody, all these fucking stores, we should benefit off that. There should be no white systems doing that. And we need Black history taught for real. Martin Luther King's cool, Rosa Parks cool, but we need deeper shit than that. We need the real slavery. Like, we need to know about everyone who fucking rebelled. We need to know about all the rebellions. We know about every time we fought back. Because what school did was They knocked us down when they sold us shit like roots and we were slaves. That's a knockdown. That don't boost our motherfucking self-esteem. So what you gotta do is boost our self-esteem and show us every time we fought. The Bacon Rebellions, the fucking John Browns, those like people, those should be fucking national heroes, not motherfucking leaking. And see, Washington wasn't a fucking hero. He's not a fucking founding father. He's a founding deadbeat. Benjamin Franklin, a founding deadbeat. Thomas Jefferson, they're founding deadbeats. These are not founding fathers because fathers raise their kids. Fathers accept their kids. These fucking rapists wasn't accepting their kids. These rapists was fucking their kids, raping the fucking mothers of their kids and selling them. These were savages. We have to tell the real fucking story. And also, we should have the power to cancel people. Every white, every Asian, every Hispanic, every Latino who talk bad about black Americans, what we do all for this country, should be fucking canceled. We need that power. There's no need for Jews to have all this power when they're like fucking they're like 1% of America. Nah. We fucking 14, 15, 13%. We need 25% of the power. So yeah, reparations could wait. It's gonna come. But in the meantime, get this shit in order. Get this shit in order. So let's recap. No more immigrants speaking for us. No more coons speaking for us. No more gays speaking for us. No more feminists speaking for us. They gotta go. And no more immigrants speaking for us. And immigrants cannot benefit from the 14th Amendment no more. That's what we pushing for. If y'all want us to see, you gotta say. In reparations, it has to be generational. I agree with JFK. You can't just give us money because reparations, it means repair. It doesn't mean pay off. This is not a settlement. We're not doing a fucking settlement here. You know what I mean? Reparations is not a fucking settlement. There is not a fucking amount y'all could pay us that can make up for what you did because your money is fake. It's not backed by nothing. So what we have to do is we were systematically oppressed. We have to be systematically repaired. Yep. That's how it gotta go. But I can lead to that right now. But think about this though. If we were systematically oppressed, we have to be systematically repaired. And I'm gonna leave it like that. Until then, fuck Democrats. We ain't never going back to Democrats. Fuck y'all. It's a new black media. Be a bad podcast.